Living in the United States has been, when you leave, you finally realize how isolating it can be here and how much we're told that we need to buy something to make us better, or we're told that we need to work harder because we're lazy, or we need to, we're blamed because when we're sick, we're blamed because we're uneducated, but in fact, it's really difficult here to be healthy, to be educated. It's really expensive, and people don't all have access to those services because of, economic inequality or racial inequality, what have you. And I lived in Argentina for a year, and that's when I really realized that what was missing here was community, and what was missing here was love. That I've never felt more loved and more like me being in someone's house really mattered to them than when I lived in Argentina. People would say, "Come to my house," and it wouldn't be, "Oh, I got to do something. I got to check my phone. I got to check my email." It was all about you being in the moment, in the room with you, and it didn't matter if it was 5 a.m. You still were talking, having dinner, what have you, and that was always really special to me. And then when I came back, I had this huge culture shock coming back to the United States, where people would tell you, "I can't hang out on a Friday night because I have to do laundry." Or you would have plans with someone, they say, "Oh, I'm too busy, I have to, do chores and go to the grocery store," rather than having dinner with your friends. And it was a huge shock coming back to that environment. And then recently, I was on the train coming from Oakland, California, to go home to Sacramento, and the train stopped all of a sudden. And what happened was we have someone committed suicide on the tracks, and we were stuck in the train for 5 hours, and all I could hear were people saying, "God, why did this happen to me? God, why did this person have to do this?" And it was all about them, not about, what is going on with that person that they had to commit suicide. No one thought about this poor person that had to sit underneath the tracks because they had nothing else to turn to. And that just really bothered me, and this was just a couple weeks ago, and I said to someone, yeah, it's a shame we're stuck on this train because someone has committed suicide, and I just walked away because I was so disgusted by their behavior. But that's kind of what we have here in the United States, where people don't have compassion for each other, and it's all about what new gadget do you have, and it's, the more technology we have, the further away from each other that we are. People, I guess, I live in San Francisco, and people on the train, I love watching people, it's really exciting for me, but people on the train will just look at their phone, and you could have a beautiful girl here and a very attractive man here, and they won't even cross paths because they're looking at their phone. So we're so disconnected from each other. That was something I never experienced when I lived in Argentina. I guess, yeah, don't think that coming to the United States or trying to be like the United States is ideal. I wish that we were more, had more community here. I wish that we would put our phones down. I wish we would stop thinking we need to be better than our neighbor, and rather just be with our neighbor. And people don't even know their neighbors here. So, knowing your neighbors, talking to them, having dinner with them, not bailing on your friends because you have laundry to do, so it's, I guess, be happy if you do have that in your community, that you have community, that you have an environment where you can feel like when you go to someone's house that you're welcome, that you're loved, that you should be grateful that is way more valuable than owning the new iPhone 6S or the new Apple laptop computer. Yeah, and I live in California. It's a beautiful place, but if you, it makes it difficult to love being here if you feel so isolated and can't really enjoy it with other people. So I think, yeah, don't try to be like us. We should try to be more communal and more like other places that thinks about people in a way that it's not, that there are structural problems that cause suffering, that cause some people to have access to things like healthcare and education that other people wouldn't have access to.